Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Ahoy! Let's go! We're waking up Chicago. Turn up the radio. It's time to start the show. On Q101 with the morning crew. Ahoy! Let's go! Welcome to the morning show.
And it's Friday.
I've created a monster, cause nobody wants to see more, so no more. They want shady, I'm chopped liver. Well, if you want shady, this is what I'll give you. A little bit of weed mixed with some hard liquor, some vodka that'll jumpstart my heart quicker than a shock when I get shocked at the hospital by the doctor when I'm not cooperating. When I'm rocking the table while he's operating. Hey! You waited this long to stop debating, cause I'm back, I'm on the brag and ovulating. I know that you got a job, Miss Cheney, but your husband's heart problem's complicating. So the FCC won't let me be, or let me be me, so let me see. They try to shut me down on MTV, but it feels so empty without me.
All right, let's go. Leon checked in from Chesterton this morning and said, "You're going to do that M&M thing, right? You're going to do that thing?" I said, "Man, it's Friday, man. We do it every Friday, Leon, for Chesterton and for all of our listening area." It goes about a good, a couple 150 miles every direction. But Chesterton, if you're listening, and Leon, that was just for you. But we do it every Friday. The little M&M thingy, man.
Little some.
Little thingy. The thingy. So we're here. Here we go. Friday, you made it. And boy, do we have a lot for you today to get you closer to the weekend. Going to be a lot of fun. We start off in 25 minutes at 6:30 with your another opportunity for the golden ticket. So that is everything Q101 does for an entire year, from Riot Fest to Riot Fest. The fervor is getting out of control after, the first day we do it last Monday, starting it. And now we're at a point where it'll be going for several more weeks, but your opportunities are there at the bottom of the hour, every hour, 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, and 9:30. And today, starting at 6:30, you're going to get Dayglow tickets, a veteran of Q101's Twisted Christmas shows, as your qualifying prize.
And yesterday, I wanted to point this out because it was a good question. We get a lot of questions about the golden ticket. And somebody was like, hey, if I send the word multiple times, does it enter me multiple times? So you do get entered each word. Each word gives you like a heavier chance of winning. But sending the same word multiple times does not. So don't. And listen, it doesn't bother me because if you text it in right, it doesn't even show up on my screen. But spending your day sending the one word 7 times that hour, just send it the once. Don't stress yourself out because you're going to burn yourself out. The most important part is getting it in each hour when there's a new keyword. That's the most important part.
Excellent explanation. So what you're saying is people are trying to digitally stuff the ballot box.
Yes, but it doesn't work like that because, computers.
Hanging chads and stuff.
Yes.
Can't happen here. Well, it could probably. I don't know. I mean, digitally, we talked about the hack yesterday. Everybody got our social security numbers, but
no one's hacking golden ticket.
Are you guarding
God,
this?
that would suck.
It's
out of our hands. We don't know.
Rest assured, citizens of America, no one's hacking golden ticket.
Is that right?
I'm positive.
Could you imagine, though, if we're like, okay, listen, so we're trying to give it away.
You're never going to believe
Someone has it. We don't. They want us to pay $100,000. We don't have that either.
Are you trying to tell me that you're guarding the server 24 hours a day? The golden ticket server case after you leave the show? Because obviously it's being guarded right now by you.
I told everyone we should be printing this thing out. No one will listen to me.
No.
We can stuff it in a safe.
No, the server's in Case's room. And you're telling me after the show you sit here because I don't see what happens after you leave the show because I just don't want to pay attention at that point. You guard the server all until the next show?
My fellow Americans, I assure you that this golden ticket season 2024, we are committed to a safe and fair election where at the end of it, one person will walk away with guaranteed tickets to every Q101 event for the next year. I do declare.
What if it gets stolen? You know what I mean?
Well, then we're in trouble.
We really wanted to, Son of a nutcracker.
Honestly, it's the only fair election out there.
Oh, boy. Where were you on January 6th, Brian?
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, just about 8 minutes away from your chance at the golden ticket. So 6:30, that's a chance to get to everything Q101 does for an entire year. starting from Riot Fest this year to Riot Fest next year. It's incredible, and it's all for you. 6:30 coming up here. First, this fact that makes your brain go. At least we'll tease it for you right now. And this involves the movie The Titanic. In case you have seen The Titanic, right? Of all the movies that you haven't seen.
Is it Titanic or The Titanic?
It is
Titanic.
Titanic. What did I say? The Titanic?
The Titanic.
Yeah.
But I have seen Titanic. I love it. It was the first.
Titanic is a totally different
It's
story.
a different thing.
Yeah, they all live.
Titanic was the first time I saw a naked woman on camera.
Okay. Well, I have a fact about this movie.
I'm sorry. Okay. You sound like an uncomfortable teacher.
I thought we were in the tree of trust.
Yeah, no,
I thought I could be open about it.
Okay. Case, thanks for expressing your feelings. We appreciate you, but now let's get to math. Well, did you know she was 19? Kate Winslet, when that movie came out?
No, but that's fine. I'm not in trouble for that, am I?
No, I'm just telling you she was 19.
Okay.
And say nothing else, Brian. I would like you to move on.
Well,
what's the fact going to be?
So the fact is going to be something. There's so many interesting tidbits of this movie now. It's been out 25 years. But there's one thing I'm going to give you that you don't know about the movie. It's going to change the way you watch the Titanic or Titanic, whatever. I mean, for example, there's facts out there that think about Tom Cruise was considered for that role of Jack Dawson. Now imagine the movie with Tom Cruise in it.
Awesome. He would have actually wanted the boat to hit an iceberg in real life and experience that. It's kick-ass.
He would have probably risen from the bottom of the ocean to lift the boat
man.
up out of the
First
water
off,
and save everybody.
Died if Tom Cruise was on the boat. No one.
Also, Matthew McConaughey could have been Jack. There's some little fun tidbits. Madonna was
cold, I'm cold.
Kenzie, that was good.
Thank you.
I like that.
I don't get support.
Let's not overlook that. Madonna was up for the role for Rose, but Kate Winslet, 19 years old, kept persisting. And then when she got on set with I should say Leonardo DiCaprio,
Yep.
she knew there was going to be that scene. So the first day on the set, she flashed him and said, let's just get this out of the way so it's not uncomfortable when we get to the scene. So she took off her clothes and flashed Leo. That being was Leo, too. Who knows? All the girls like Leo.
Well, what I loved is that she was like a curvier girl, and Leo, despite the fact that he only dates really, really, really skinny supermodels, so it's interesting, was like, it's so important that you have this role. There needs to be more women in Hollywood that have like an actual shape and represent real women. And he was like very, very supportive of Kate Winslet having that role because of what she represented as like a natural woman, which I love. It's one of the reasons they're such close friends.
Yeah, he's very wafy. He's like rail thin. He is. You know what I mean?
Not anymore.
He's
a man.
They show but he's still kind of, I don't know. Back then he was super like young
he was
looking.
such a little skinny, just adorableness.
He was, yeah.
You know what sucked for me though is everyone like was super into him, but he looked so much like my brother at the time. My brother looked a lot like him now they don't look anything alike, but he had the same hair and everything. And I see my brother.
Who's your brother look like now? What actor does your brother look like now?
Doesn't look like an actor. I don't think.
Is there any actor he kind of looks
I
like
think the
though?
kids kind of took all the Hollywood shine out of his
Yeah,
life.
kids have a way to do that. So
I know.
there's all those fun facts about Titanic, but the one I'm going to give you is going to change the way you watch the movie next time it comes on because everybody watches it when it comes on. You can't not turn it off, and that's coming up as well as the golden ticket in about 5 minutes.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
Now is your chance to qualify for the golden ticket. Please don't text and drive. Standard message and data rates apply.
Q 101.
All right, let's go. First one of the day, 6:30 here, and we'll do it again at 7:30, 8:30, and 9:30 with a different keyword every hour. The first word that goes till 7:29 is glow. Text GLOW. That is GLOW, as in Dayglow, the band you'll win tickets to if you win. That's your qualifying prize.
But the word is not Dayglow. It is.
Glow.
Thank you.
I kind of said it with too many G's there or too many L's. Glow. No, it's glow.
Do you want to spell it for us?
GLOW.
But some of those letters sound similar. Can you maybe sound it out?
Could you give us an example of each letter?
Okay, G is in God.
Is great.
We love him.
Popular guy.
L is in licorice.
Nice.
Love it. Not black licorice, though. No hate. You know what I mean? It's
Nope.
just like it's so bitter.
O as in O. Like the O face in Office Space. He goes, give me your O face. O.
Haven't seen Office Space. I don't understand the
Oh
reference.
my God. Oh, is it? Oh my
You
God.
haven't seen Office Space?
Today, by the way, he's reviewing Point Break at 8 o'clock. So,
Yeah.
Point Break, the original, because he did Fast and Furious last week, and I was the one that called this many years ago. They're the same movie, just a different setting. But
I think other people saw that. I
no,
don't know
no,
if
no, I'm telling you, I was the first before the
Well,
internet saw
there was
it.
no Twitter, so you couldn't be like, hey, this is. You don't have a text proof that you're the first person who thought that.
I know that I am from me. You should believe me.
Yes, you know what? You've always been so truthful.
Damn right.
Sorry.
Damn
I
right.
don't know what I'm thinking.
So let's see. So it's GLO and then
What do you do
W.
for W?
W as in washboard, abs that I don't have.
Accurate.
Worcestershire is us.
I was going to say George W. Bush
Jesus.
as my W.
These people have no idea
Oh,
what
he
the
could've
text
been-
now.
He could have been G and W. You
Yeah.
could have really doubled up there.
I can't wait to see what text you're getting after all
Oh,
these
God.
words are just thrown out.
Someone just texted in glove. I don't know.
Let's be really clear. The word is glow. GLOW. 312-591-8300. So text that in. Dayglow playing the Aragon, by the way, same place they played with Twisted. And then you'll qualify for the golden ticket. Everything Q101 does for an entire year. And this is from Riot Fest to Riot Fest to Lollapalooza to Lounges to Twisteds. It's incredible. So text GLOW, GLOW, right now to
I'd like to
312.
clarify that is 2 Riot Fest. It doesn't stop right before the next Riot Fest. We're not being tricky. You get to go to both. You
Yeah.
get to Riot 6 days.
Yep. All the way through. Mm-hmm. All right, now a fact that makes your brain go that relates to the movie Titanic. And a lot of great facts came in. In fact, we used a fact on this before last year that they hired actors that were short to make the boat look bigger. That's not the fact today, but remember that fact?
I do.
I still don't believe it because a bunch of the actors were also tall, which I find confusing.
I think they just hired more extras that were like, yeah, what's your Bumble profile say? You're 6 foot? No way, man. You're 5'3". You're in the movie. Get in the movie.
Man, I could have been in the Titanic this whole time. It pisses me off.
Okay, so here's the fact that's going to make you, next time you watch the movie, you'll watch it differently, thinking about this. So
Okay.
here it is. James Cameron was the director of Titanic. He also, just so you know, might be known for Terminator, Terminator 2, the greatest movies of all time, some of them anyway. And he did Abyss, he did Avatar, he did the Alien movies, so many movies, the greatest director of all time. He also did what Vinny Chase's Aquaman.
Thank you. I was waiting to say he's also known for his work in Entourage.
So here's the fact that makes your brain go. James Cameron, his main motivation for making Titanic was to get the studio to pay him to dive down to the real Titanic's wreckage. In a quote, he said, I really didn't want to make the movie. He was just trying to get someone to pay him like $100 million to go down to the Titanic because they had to in those scenes. They had to go down and show that
But
footage.
so he wanted to see it, you're saying?
He wanted to see it
do
himself.
that, but he didn't want to make the movie.
Yeah, he was like, but they were like, well, if you make the movie, we can send you down there. We'll use the footage. And he kind of just snowed the studio into doing it. Of course, it became $1 billion movie and helped make his
Thank
career
God
even
that
bigger.
submarine wasn't the one that blew up. We wouldn't even have the movie.
And he'd be gone. We'd have no more
Oh.
James Cameron movies afterward.
What a bummer.
You wouldn't have had Avatar if you liked that movie.
I do like Avatar, which is just Pocahontas, which nobody talks about.
Oh, kind of like Point Break is Fast and Furious. Yeah. But isn't that wild that he just kind of snowed the studio into doing it? And was like, you know, if you give me, I don't know, $1 billion worth of equipment, I'll go down there and I'll make you a movie about a boat that crashes. Everybody knows what happens. The ending, there's no spoiler there, you know?
It's true. That movie really shouldn't have worked the way that it did
Why?
because we all knew what happened.
Yep.
Not between their love. Was I the only one that was mad?
You could have predicted the diamond was going to get thrown back in the water.
Yeah. You don't know anything, Case. No, I was so angry, and I know this is bad, but that she like lived a happy life after and like got married and had kids. I was like, what a whore, you know?
Wait,
like,
why?
She had Jack, and she just let him die, and then she's like, well, I'll just marry somebody else.
He told her to, though.
Whatever. Guys say things they don't mean all the time. Do you think he was just like, you know, in heaven? Like, what the hell?
Hey, you know, I could have fit up on that thing.
Yeah, and then you just go marry, you get railed. She had like 8 kids. Dude, if you, like, that's not
Did
cool.
she?
She had a ton of kids. Remember all the photos?
But they were just her doing stuff. Like you said, she was riding horses. She was on Ferris
I think the
wheels.
kids were taking all the pictures.
I thought she only had the one grandkid that she lived with in the apartment in the beginning.
maybe one grandkid. Who knows
Yeah.
if the kids wanted to have kids?
Well, they probably knew her routine, so
Yeah.
watch out for her. She's shady.
Does
Yeah.
it count as getting railed if it leads to children?
Yes.
Well,
Yes, it does.
for the purposes of this show, it's making love, and I want you to correct yourself in the future.
Good to know.
It does not.
Making love is how babies are made.
No.
When mommy
There's
and
whoops
daddy
babies.
like each other a lot.
There's whoops babies all the time.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. But that's also
It did not come from love.
came from Jägermeister.
Exactly.
All right, so you know what's funny, though, is in the movie, Bill Paxton, who Case now knows from Twister, was the guy that got to go down and appeared to be the one that goes down and sees Titanic wreckage, which gives us an excuse to play a Twister audio from Bill Paxton. So a different movie, but when he sees,
But
of
still
course,
iconic.
when he sees his rival coming on, what's that guy's name, Case? The rival, you remember his name?
Oh, God, I don't remember his name.
Oh, I think he says it in the clip here. Let's play
He
that.
does.
This is from Twister,
Is it
not
Jason something?
We'll see if he says it here.
Jonas.
Jonas!
Son of a nutcracker.
All right. Here's a treat for you on a Friday.
Jonas. Son of a bitch.
Who is that, honey?
Jonas Miller, he's a night crawler. We all started out in the same lab, and Jonas went out and got himself some corporate sponsors. He's in it for the money, not the science.
He's got a job.
I don't know why those SUVs didn't have Taco Bell on them.
I know. It should have looked like a NASCAR.
Son of a bitch.
He's a night crawler.
I want to hear it again. I'm sorry. This is the best
Do it
movie clip
again.
of all time, man.
Jonas. Son of a bitch.
Who is that, honey?
Jonas Miller, he's a night crawler. We all started out in the same lab, and Jonas went out and got himself some corporate sponsors. He's in it for the money, not the science.
He's in it for the money,
Money.
not the science. Oh, boy. Well, there's your fact today.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101, and yesterday, one of the greatest days to have the Riot Fest schedule drop of the times of all the bands you love and when they're playing, which also causes some havoc in your life. Again, we'll have Riot Mike on in about an hour to talk about the move back to Douglas Park. Our great partner, so many years with Riot Fest. In fact, his explanation is that Q101 was the only person and people here, Janine specifically, our marketing director, that picked up his call 20 years ago when he wanted to start this little thing called Riot Fest, and here we are now. So the lineup is insane. We already know the bands. It's incredible. But Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Friday specifically when the schedule dropped, I'm like, oh boy, I need a new pair of running shoes. Because if I'm going to see everybody I want to see, I'm going to have to run stage to stage, from the AAA stage to the Radical stage to the Rise Against stage, or Rise stage, I should say, the Cabaret stage. So, and Kenzie and I were looking this over when it first got dropped yesterday, and she said
Because
those.
I have to make my schedule.
Yeah, she likes to put an Excel spreadsheet set up 5
Yes.
weeks in advance.
Absolutely.
And she did say her famous phrase, son of a nutcracker, when she saw the schedule.
Because my legs don't really move that fast, which is a big concern based on what I'm looking at.
Didn't do too bad on the carpet in the hallway in the 20-yard dash, but on the grass, the uneven grass on Douglas Park, and you wear
Well,
your...
I'm going to be dressed like a whore,
Well,
so I'm not going to be able to even. It's not gonna
I
be
didn't say that.
functional.
I didn't say that, but she does wear nice goth boots.
You know,
Yes.
you don't have to dress like a whore.
Case, are you trying to make sure I have no fun? I was pregnant last year. I have to be like a super whore this year.
Wow, I'll get your tickets to Riot Fest now.
I'm gonna wear
Especially
tape.
Friday. So there's a conundrum with
Yes.
Fallout Boy. You have NoFX, their first of the final show. Let's
Right.
leave them out of it because they're playing every night. You have a chance
you have
every night.
chances to get there.
Yeah, but with Public Enemy, Cypress Hill, The Offspring, and Fall Out Boy, and Sum 41, Kenzie, go with that.
Okay, so Sum 41 is technically first, coming in at 6:05.
First of the evening
First
lineup.
of the evening
Yeah.
groups. So I am going to be there probably about 6.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, get a little Sum 41. I'm immediately going to head to Cypress Hill. I don't want to miss any of Cypress Hill. So I have to get there by 6:20. So I'm going to get 10 minutes of Sum 41 at Cabaret. Listen, and then I have to get to the Rise stage to be 6:20 start time, okay, for Cypress Hill.
Yeah.
They go till 7:20, okay?
Yup.
I am going to leave Cypress Hill at 7:20, and I am going to go to the Offspring very quickly at the AAA stage.
Here's the problem.
Or
You're
the
gonna-
stage. I don't know which one it is.
It's
the
the
AAA
AAA.
stage.
Got it? Okay.
But your problem is they're doing the album play of Smash.
I
So you
know.
will miss the first songs of Smash on the album play.
Absolutely. I'm going to miss most of it. I'm only going to be at the Offspring for about 10 minutes.
What?
I know, because my absolute number one is making sure I see Public Enemy, which starts at 7:25.
Mm.
So I'm going to leave Cypress Hill at 7:20. I'm going to make it to the Offspring. I'm going to watch about 5 or 10 minutes. Then I'm going to go to the Radical stage. I'm seeing all of Public Enemy. You can suck it, okay? Watching their
I didn't say anything about not sucking it.
Okay, just letting you know. And then Fall Out Boy, 8:15. Do I hope they're late? Yes. Okay. That's what I'm hoping for because Public Enemy goes till 8:25. I'm gonna have to make it back to Cabaret. You know, maybe Sum 41 goes later, something like that. I can breathe a little bit, and then I'll stay till the end of Fall Out Boy. The only thing that really pisses me off is now I'm going to see 0% of the Marley Brothers. I assumed they would be during the day.
Oh, you're fine.
Shut up.
I'm just saying you're fine.
I was ready to just like vibe out with a drink at like noon to the Marley Brothers, though. I did not anticipate them being on starting at 8:30.
Well, this is
that's like I can see everyone, even for a short amount of time. The only hit that we're gonna really take here is 0% Marley Brothers.
Well, you're also, with leaving Smash early, you're going to miss, depending on how fast they get to the Smash album play, they might play like Green Day doing Dookie at Wrigley Tuesday. They played a few songs first, then they got into Dookie. Am I right?
That's fine, because I'm going to miss the first couple minutes because of Cypress Hill, you see.
Okay.
So if they kick off with something besides Smash, I'll still be able to hear about 10 minutes of Smash, which is very important.
You could possibly get Bad Habit and Gotta Get Away of Smash before you bail for Public Enemy. But you probably won't get to come out and play in Self-Esteem.
Probably not, but I have to see as much of Public Enemy as possible.
You could miss.
They're both out of prison right now.
Well, Chuck D wasn't in prison. He's a good guy. it's Flavor Flav that goes to jail now and then.
They're both free and they're both out. I'm gonna go see them because I feel like the Offspring will always be out of prison. So I'm gonna see a little bit of them and probably get to see more of them in the future, knock on wood. Okay?
All right, well, that's your Friday.
Yes, it's gonna be very busy. So I'm shortening, just to clarify, Sum 41 and the Offspring are getting slightly shorter sets because Cypress Hill and Public Enemy, I'm sorry, I do want to see slightly more, and then all of Fall Out Boy.
All right.
She's going over her Riot Fest schedule like she's Howard Dean.
Well, unfortunately.
Her little legs running all over Douglas Park. She's going to be just like Howard Dean.
I know Cypress Hill wouldn't have been interested in this, but I would have loved for them to be at like 1. You know, I don't see what's a big deal. I don't see why that's a big problem.
I'm going to see all the Fall Out Boy.
I'll see you there.
We'll get to more of the schedule here in a little bit, but first it's Gil Curtis with your headlines. That wasn't Gil. Gil, where are you? Gil,
He's probably looking at the Riot Fest light.
Subway just called it emergency.
Oh, God.
What are you doing?
Gil, I brought up Gil's studio. And there he is. Gil, get in there. All right, go ahead. Here we go.
Taco Bell.
Gil.
This is not headline news. This is not headline news. Madonna turned 66 today. She's gone from desperately seeking Susan to desperately seeking attention. Janet Jackson got a Vegas residency. She joins Michael, who has a tribute at Mandalay Bay, and Tito, who cleans out ashtrays during a night shift at Circus Circus. Security has been tightened at Taylor Swift concerts. To make sure they're real fans, security guards are only letting in people with cat hair on their clothes. And a study says that living by the ocean is beneficial to your health. Unless it's next door to Billy Ocean, then you go berserk listening to him constantly singing. This is not headline news.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
All right, we are about an hour away. A Riot Mike from Riot Fest going to join us and talk about the move back to Douglas Park. And we were just discussing the lineup that dropped yesterday. We already discussed some of the conundrum on Friday of making sure you see everybody you want to see with Offspring's Smash album play going on. And as a lot of people checking in, obviously it's one of the greatest albums. That was my wife's first CD. I'm sorry, Dookie was her first CD. Smash was her second CD that she bought. Yeah. And it is obviously start to finish amazing. I love the album plays that a lot of bands are doing, like Green Day did with Dookie and American Idiot on Tuesday at Wrigley Field. But now we move to, we'll skip Saturday right now. There are some conflicts for everybody, no question. That's the fun of Riot Fest in a way. But Sunday, another conundrum going on where the headliner case. So what do you got there for the late bands that's causing most of the conversation on social?
Well, there's this incredible trio here in the slot right before the headliners where you have to choose between Rob Zombie and Pennywise and Oliver Tree. And I'm not saying there's a right answer out of those three. It's just a very interesting grouping of bands. But then you get to the headliners and you have not only what will be the last NoFX set ever, that Sunday night, but we've got Slayer pitted up against Sublime.
Correct. And it also could be the last performance of Slayer ever.
That's true.
Because they've retired and they're coming back only for Riot Fest, where people all over the world are coming to see them. And then you've got Sublime with Jacob Knoll, the son of Bradley Knoll, taking over. And they're actually playing the Hard Rock Casino tonight over in Indiana.
Yeah, Sublime with Rome.
Sublime with Rome. Oh, that's still Rome?
It's still Rome.
How's Rome? I thought he got bounced.
No, this is Sublime with Rome is in Gary tonight.
That's hilarious.
Because Sublime with Jacob is at Riot Fest.
That is wild. So the last chance to see Sublime with Rome is in Indiana tonight. And then 5 weeks from now, Sublime with Jacob Knoll will, of course, be. I saw him at Park West opening up for G Love and the Special Sauce back in January. Super talented. And now he takes over for his dad, who he never really met, sadly. Barely. He was a year old when he passed 30 years ago, 25 years ago. So between Slayer, and then also that'll be the final performance, like you said, of NoFX, because they're doing it every night. Now, that's the best part with 3 days of Riot Fest. Hopefully you see one of the other final performances of NoFX Friday, Saturday, or Sunday.
You have a few options.
And some people also commented, Kenzie, on your Friday breakdown of Sum 41. It's their last performance ever. Well, we've determined that they're probably, this is us. We're not speaking for them. We've interviewed them, and Derek is awesome, and we love them. But I have a feeling they're still going to do the farewell tour for a little longer.
Amen.
I
think you can tell. It's going to be a long goodbye.
Just kind of, why not? Because the album is awesome. But yes, between Slayer and Sublime, now you could get in the pit and try to love someone with Slayer, and then when you need a break, get winded, get yourself over to Sublime, and then kick it.
Yeah, a little Bud Light Lime at the Sublime
breathe
set.
for a little bit.
Yeah, take a little break.
Or vice versa. If you kind of need a nap and rally, so to speak, and it's been a long day, and you're like, let me just chill for a little bit. At Sublime, and then make it over to Slayer to kind of end on a last hurrah. I would say one of those ways.
That's tough. I've seen both bands a bunch, but I'm really excited to see Sublime with Jacob Knoll. So I'm going to be going back and forth. That's what it is. That's the fun of Riot Fest. Obviously, Suicidal Tendencies. The more of the metal hardcore day on Sunday with Lamb of God and Mastodon, and oh boy, this is going to be fun. So. Riot Fest, all the lineups at Q101.com and all of our socials of the daily lineups that were released. So it's all there for you. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Coming up, we'll have sports, stuff about Wrigley Field going on there. Not Green Day and the Pumpkins again, but some other stuff going on there soon. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.